Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing a review on the Sanabul La Uva grape leather boxing gloves. So check it out. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Sanabul La Uva grape leather boxing gloves. That's right, you heard it correctly. These are made from grape leather. It comes in this unique colorway with a black and purple, or I guess you can call it maroon, with kind of this mustard gold stitching. It is a 14-ounce only glove as well as a Velcro closure glove. It is a limited edition glove, so very much like last year when I did the review on the Sanabul Los Cactus gloves. I believe they only make a certain run for these, and once they're sold out, they're sold out, unless Sanabul decides to release it in the future. So one thing I do love about Sanabul is the fact that they're one of the very few companies, and they pretty much pioneered the cactus leather thing with the Los Cactus gloves, that are kind of going towards the sustainable, vegan-friendly type materials or vegan leather. And you're starting to see kind of an evolution in the industry where people are more conscious about where their gloves are being made and what kind of leather is being used. And some people aren't. Some people couldn't care less about that kind of stuff. So it's really to each their own, but there's definitely more people that are more conscious about that want to use vegan friendly. That maybe they're vegans or whatever, vegetarians themselves. They don't eat animal products, and they kind of want the same thing with the equipment they use. So I feel that Sanabul, and as of late Adidas with their Speed Tilt cactus gloves, are trying to make products that that pertain to those individuals that are looking for that. So hence you have this glove. The grape leather that is you see here with this glove is actually sourced from Italy. Although the gloves are manufactured in Pakistan, the materials for the grape leather is sourced from Italy. Now design wise, you can see it's very unique. I feel kind of 50-50 on the design, and the reason I say that is because it looks identical to the Los Cactus gloves. I would have loved to have seen it have its own individual look, and instead of just basically being the same as the Los Cactus design, the only difference is the colorway, because the Los Cactus were basically black and green with that gold stitching and the same kind of pattern they use. So I wasn't a big fan of that. If you're going to do something and charge the amount of money that you're charging for these gloves and use a unique leather, then to me it needs to have its own look to it that separates it from the cactus leather gloves, especially if it's a grape leather glove. But nonetheless, it still looks really cool. I feel like this glove to me isn't a glove, although I've used it for training, isn't something I'm going to continue to use for training, just because it's such a unique glove. And like 5 to 10 years from now, it's one of those gloves I can have and be like, man, there's really nothing else that are out like this, at the time. And it's kind of the pioneer when it comes to a grape leather glove, as far as I know. So when you're looking at design wise, the one thing you'll notice is that you have the grape leather, and that comes in two different types of textures. One is the texture over this knuckle area, as well as certain sections and panels of the glove, where it kind of reminds me of like the fly leather. It's a very high quality feeling. It does feel thick. It does a really good job of looking like real leather, and it doesn't feel cheap whatsoever like some synthetics. It actually feels very premium, which I like. You also have the grape leather that's on the thumb, and again other panels of the gloves like the Velcro strap, that almost has kind of like a reptile skin look and feel, that it has a little bit more of a shine, where this maroon is more matte. And you can see the contrast. Look at, when I turn the glove, you can see how much the light reflects off this compared to this flat surface. When I did the unboxing video, and hopefully you can capture it, I noticed that the actual this maroon grape leather almost has kind of like a dry, almost ashy look to it that was part of the leather. But the more I used it and the more I sweated on the gloves, it kind of went away. And so maybe it was just a little bit of drying out from when I first got them. But you can see that this has another different kind of texture to it. It does feel thick and very high quality as well. You also have the La Uva logo right here on this fingertip compartment. And again, you have this crisscross stitching. And I forgot the name of the necklace design. It's almost like a Cuban link in a way, like a Cuban link design. So I would be very mindful if you do plan on getting these gloves and do plan on actually training with these. They're probably not the best for sparring because the stitching goes literally right over the knuckle area and down to the fingertip compartment. Looks fancy, but probably not the best in terms of using for sparring. It utilizes multi-layer foam, and you can see as I push down on the foam and how that leather wrinkles up, you can see it looks like almost identical to a real genuine leather glove. And it does, they've really done a nice job of getting the level of consistency and quality to mimic that. And you can see that it has that nice multi-layer foam medium density feel. You have the Sanabul logo right here at the bottom portion of this glove. The wrist support, which is recessed, meaning that you have the wrist support on the back that's really nice and dense, and the actual Velcro strap sits in that channel, so it's all kind of flush together. The Velcro strap is not elevated or raised up above that. Again, Velcro strap looks really good. You have the Sanabul logo with the luva, and you also have that gold Cuban link stitching. Again, looks really nice. The Velcro strap is a little bit on the thin side. I'd say it's about 2 inches, so it's one of the more smaller Velcro straps in that regard. And you can see that it very much like the wrist support on some of the rival gloves that is comes up and it tapers up and over. So basically you're getting the wrist support all the way up here towards the outside portion of your hand on this palm side, and then it comes down. So you're basically getting this entire section right here over your wrist to really lock in your wrist in terms of wrist support. The thumb has ventilated holes, again with that kind of mustard gold stitching around the holes, as well as the 5 right there on the palm. A medium-sized grip bar. I wish the grip bar extended all the way to the end. It feels like it's kind of like empty and missing some right there. But you can see there, and again you can see kind of that dried ashiness of the leather, and maybe if you throw some like Vaseline on something on there, kind of lubricate that. And same color of the piping. Opening this up, one thing it does have, just like the Los Cactus, it has this rubberized, stitched in like piping tag, and then the logo right there from the Sanabul logo is actually raised up. So I just love the little details. To me, this glove is really about the details. It's almost like a showcase type of glove. And you have this really nice tricot liner with the Sanabul in it too. I mean, if you look at this glove and you weren't labeled, you weren't like slapping an actual brand on here, if it was Winning, Grant, Sanabul, Reyes, whatever it may be, Rival, you would look at this glove and be like, man, this is a pretty unique looking glove, and you wouldn't really be able to know who manufactured it and the story behind it. But there you go, you can see it. Again, this is 14 ounces. Quality wise, this glove came in a little over 14 ounces, so it was almost on point with weight. And the stitching on here looks really good. I mean, I didn't find really any areas that I had issues. You have the attached thumb right there. Stitching over the knuckle looks fantastic. And as you can see, man, you can only imagine when they were going through and stitching this using the machine, how on point they had to be to get that stitching to cross over, and for it to be straight. So not only are you doing that unique design of stitching, it's not like a double stitch, right? Where you have just the stitch and it just stitches it down, like right here. You know, you can just go across with the machine. Easy, right? But with something like this, I mean, that's really hard to do, and to get everything to line up perfectly, and then you come drop down on the back of the wrist, come back this way. I mean, there's a level of detail with this gloves that I think is very underrated that you haven't seen before. You know, even the stitching around each hole, right? You have to put the stitching around each one and it all be symmetrical. So you can see the stitching on the edges. Looks really clean. All around, leather looks consistent. Piping at the bottom looks really clean. Pretty well balanced, it's not too top heavy. So overall, I'm really impressed with the quality and finish of these gloves. Now, comfort. Does it look, or should I say, does it feel as good as they look? The big thing with these gloves, the biggest opportunity, and I'm not sure why they didn't correct it, in my opinion, because it was the same with the Los Cactus, is the thumb. If they could have moved this thumb in and made it more comfortable, it didn't flare out so much like some old school Reyes gloves, it would be a perfect glove. But for whatever reason, this damn thumb, like it just feels awkward. And you'll notice the piping on here it really kind of cuts into your thumb. It's too tight right here. So if they could have loosened this up just a little bit and adjusted the actual ergonomics of this thumb, the positioning, it would have been perfect. But it flares out and it just feels really awkward, which is a shame because the wrist support feels really good. The grip bar feels nice. You can see the finger compartment is nice and deep, and the liner feels great. And it has like a piece of memory foam or neoprene right here, so your fingers sit nicely. It's not too wide, not too narrow. These are the kind of gloves that would really fit any size hand, whether you have longer fingers, bigger fingers, skinnier hands, skinnier fingers. It fits nicely. The cuff goes down right down here on your hand, so I'd say it's medium in height. And overall, I mean, it feels really good other than the thumb. That's, to me, the Achilles heels of this glove, which is a shame. Protection and performance, this is definitely a balanced glove. I would say you could use these for sparring if it didn't have this stitching over the knuckle area, because the padding really affords the protection for both you and your partner, at least your partner's face, if it landed on there. But this stitching will definitely cause some damage, and it can cut somebody if you twist, you know, like they say, that old school technique when you land and you twist your knuckles to create a cut on your opponent's skin to cut them open. So that's definitely a big no-no there. Bag work's great, hitting the mitts is great. Pretty much everything else in the gym you can do with these gloves perfectly fine. I would just say that sparring would probably be the ones that's off limit, but definitely great shock absorption, good feedback. The padding is right in the middle, compresses nicely, you get a good feeling of making contact, and it does a really good job. I just wish the thumb was more comfortable, in my opinion. Now the gloves, cost-wise, are $275. I know that's going to be a tough pill to swallow for many people. I could already hear it now. They're like, well, why would I pay $275 for those gloves? They only come in one size, they only come in velvet, they don't come in laces. I get it. But it is a limited edition glove, and it is a grape leather glove. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because there's really no glove out there like that. So if you're somebody that is looking to get, you know, a vegan leather type glove, a sustainable glove, you don't really have many options out there, yet alone good options. So this is an option for that. It is a limited edition glove. Is it worth $275 if this was just a regular standard leather glove? No. I think it would be a little too expensive, but it is a unique glove because of the leather. The quality is very nice. The stitching, it's very unique looking. It may appeal to some, may not appeal to others. It's really up to you. So I'll leave it at that in terms of, this is one of those gloves that's hard for me to say it's really worth it or not, because there's really nothing out there like it. And again, if it was just made out of regular leather, standard leather, then I would say it's overpriced. But the fact that it's made from a sustainable product that's never been seen before, and the level of detail is definitely there, then that's really up to you in terms of determining if it's worth it to you or not. Performance is definitely there. I just think the thumb needs to be fixed. Hopefully, if they do make another run of these, they can fix the thumb, and then it would be the perfect grape leather boxing glove. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Sanabul La Uva grape leather boxing gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.